Hello everyone. This is my first LP of a game I believe to be one of the greatest games of all time. Definitely one of the greatest games of the 16-bit era. So anyways, since this is my first LP, I guess I should tell you a little about myself. My name is Ben Holt. I am 18 years old. I am a metalhead, and I like platformers, and this game, if you haven't figured it out yet, is Mega Man X, and I believe it is one of the best platformers on the Super Nintendo. Hell, it's even one of the best platformers, period. I love this game. I know it like the back of my hand, and that's why I chose it as my first LP. Originally, I was going to do Super Mario World, but Nintendo has this thing where they don't exactly like LPers right now. They're not letting them get any money on it. So I'm going to do this one first, and if people like it, well, I guess I'll make more. If not, well, I guess I'll just not make any more. But anyway, this is a really long and pretty useless intro, but for completion's sake, I'll just let you read it. If you're annoyed by my voice, you can just mute it and just watch the gameplay. And if you don't want my voice and you want to watch gameplay with the music and everything, well, you can just watch a walkthrough. Anyway, this game has some of the best music in any video game. So I think at the beginning of every level, I'm gonna record a little music track. Or not record it, but just not press any buttons, let you listen to the music this game has to offer. And this is the title screen, Mega Man X. A lot of people back in the early days thought this was Mega Man 10, but they were wrong, as this is Mega Man X, a totally different game from the main series. One thing I like about this game over the main series is I feel like I just have more control over the X series. You know, it's more loose. Oops. I didn't mean to start the demo, or not demo, but intro again. So game start. This game has a password system, which is actually pretty primitive considering it's a Super Nintendo game. Pardon me if I suck a little on this. I really like the music to this first stage, so I'm just going to shut up for a little bit and let you listen to it. Yeah, that is awesome intro music. When I first played this game, I was like, wow, this is like one of the greatest songs in video games. And then I heard Storm Eagle's music, and I was totally blown away by that. So, yeah, this is nowhere near the best music in the game. It gets way better, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, every X game has the intro stage, which the original Mega Man series didn't have. It had it in Mega Man 8 and yeah, Mega Man 7 too. Those are the only ones I know in the classic series. Anyway, other differences, you can wall jump in the X games. Can't do that in the classic games. That's what I mean by I feel like I have more control over the X games. Sorry if I suck a little. I said I know this game like the back of my hand, and I do, but I'm playing this on an emulator, so the control is kind of less than ideal. But yeah, the X games are harder generally than the Mega Man Classic series, but this one is actually, in my opinion, the easiest X game. You'll still die a few times if you've never played it before, but once you got it, well, It is definitely the easiest X game by far. It's also my favorite, and I think it is a favorite as it did get re-released on both the PSP as Mega Man Maverick Hunter X and on iOS. I don't know how much it is on iOS. I'll check that later and tell you in the next video. But the iOS version is considerably easier. At first I thought it would be harder because of the touch controls, but once you get used to the touch controls, they really made the game a lot easier, even on hard mode. I'm serious. The hard mode on the iOS version of this is still tons easier than the original. The original doesn't have a difficulty setting. It's just, I guess, hard. A lot of people, if you're new to this, it will be challenging, definitely. But once you get used to it, it is not bad at all. Like I said, I know this game like the back of my hand. Plus, it's short, so it's easier to remember. Once you got the boss weaknesses down, know their patterns, it becomes very, very manageable. I mean, I'm probably going to die a couple times considering I am playing this on an emulator and I'm using the keyboard. I'm still working on finding a way to connect my Wii U Pro controller to my Mac. Yeah, I'm using a Mac, sue me. But, one thing about the iOS version is enemies do not respawn in the iOS version. As you see here, as soon as you leave the screen, all enemies will respawn in this version, which I consider the best version because it's the original, and also it's on my favorite platform of all time, the Super Nintendo. Anyway, in my practice run of this, while I was getting used to the controls, I died. Well, you know what, I'll probably tell you that later to prevent spoilers for those who haven't played this game. The only thing I will tell you is, this is not the final version of X. Oh no. You see that tiny health bar? Spoiler alerts, it will get bigger. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of this level. There's a moving, what would you call it? Rocket ship, I guess? Kind of reminds me of that level in Sonic the Hedgehog, was it Sonic 3? Or was it Sonic? I think it was Sonic and Knuckles, where you were being chased by a similar craft, and all you had to do was run to the side and you would never get hit. Anyway, here's the boss of this level. It's pretty hard, so I recommend just shooting the crap out of him. Yeah, I'm pressing the buttons ready to shoot. Shoot the crap out of him. Don't even move. Only move to shoot him. I'm gonna concentrate for this. Just kidding. There's literally no way you can beat the boss. You could dodge his attacks for 10 hours and shoot, get a million shots on him. He will never die. But anyway,
Ha! You worthless piece of scrap metal! Did you think you could defeat me? What's that?
oh my god, who are you? This guy seems awesome. He scared away the guy we couldn't even beat. I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. Oh. Mr. Narcissist here. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. I know you can do it. And that's the end of the intro stage. And they give us a password, which I won't be using because since I'm using an emulator, I live in the 21st century. I can use save states. But seriously, I love this game, but why the fuck did they have a password system? I mean, I could understand this for the NES, but this is the Super Nintendo. This game came out in 1994, in the middle of the Super Nintendo's lifetime. There were much bigger games that have save features. But anyway, that's a tiny gripe nowadays. Considering save states, it's irrelevant. And that guy we just met, his name is Zero. He's a S-class hunter. X is a B-class hunter. So Sigma is in a higher class. But anyway, that wraps up this video. So next time on Mega Man X, we will be taking out our first boss. See you later, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and if you like this video, share it with your friends because I could use the views. If you like this, share it around. Get me known. This is my first LP now, come on.